Hello and welcome. My name is Marcel Oudejans, and I'll be the host and master of ceremonies at this year's South African Green Industries Council Convention to be held from 2 to 5 June 2015. We've decided to prepare this interview so that you can get excited about the event, the opportunity to celebrate, network, to enjoy a fantastic natural environment with scrumptious food, wine, and entertainment. We also want you to get ready to learn from the sessions of amazing speakers we have lined up, one of who I have on the line right now. Douglas, are you there?
I am.
Cool. Now, Douglas is a prolific speaker and author, and probably one of South Africa's busiest speakers at the moment. That's because the knowledge he shares can make a dramatic difference in people's businesses and their income. He's published two books with Penguin Books South Africa: Own Your Industry, How to Position Yourself as an Expert, and recently published Relentlessly Relevant 50 Ways to Innovate. So, Douglas, tell us a little about what you're going to be speaking about at this year's convention.
Yes, absolutely. The topic is based on the one book that you mentioned, Own Your Industry: How to Position Yourself as an Expert. And the basic idea is that in any industry that you care to name, whether it's in the corporate world, in the world of sports, even in the world of, say, journalism, there are always a few names that come to the top of the pile. And my argument is that the top experts in any industry don't just earn slightly more than the people around them. It's not just double, it's not triple, it's on an order of magnitude. Often they have an extra zero or two at the end of their annual income, and it's based on the equity of having a big name. So we'll be talking about how to become the mechanics of being seen as the top expert in your industry.
Okay, but you argue that the top industry experts are really who we expect them to be. What do you mean by that?
Well, absolutely. You know, when we use the word expert, the human mind goes in search of things like the best dressed, the most professional, the most something that conforms to an idea that we have. And that is almost never the case with the top practitioners in any industry. Generally speaking, the people who rise to the top are a counterintuitive proposition. They're something a little bit different. If you think about it, every time into an industry, the first thing that we want to do is to fit in. The people who rise to the top are the ones who want to stand out by design. And it takes a great deal of courage to actually do that. And it takes a lot of thinking and sort of strategy around how you build and position your career. So the people at the top of any industry are often controversial. They are often strong personalities. And more often than not, there are a lot of dislikes on their YouTube videos.
Well, it sounds like being a top name in your industry is a lot of work. I mean, why do you believe it's worth it?
Well, absolutely. And in fact, one of the first things that I will say to the audience is that I'm inviting them to do more work than most people in their industry will ever do. And the reason that it's worth their while, in fact, there are three reasons. The first is that it changes your income. So it changes the order of magnitude of your earnings. The second reason is perhaps a little bit more noble. As a thought leader in your industry, you get to teach others. So rather than just sort of being a cog in the system, being a worker who reacts to where the industry goes, you get to be a part of the voice driving where the industry goes. So you get to determine things, you get to speak out, you get to teach. So reason number two is you become a thought leader, and that is immensely rewarding on a personal level. And reason number three, and this is perhaps the one that's of the most interest to us, is that it changes how you go about your sales and marketing. When you're an unknown name and an unknown proposition, you have to gain clients one by one. But when you're the top name expert, the business comes to you. And we're interested in finding out about how to make that happen.
Wow, and that sounds amazing. So that's pretty much what you're going to be talking about at this convention. So just as a tidbit for those that have
Absolutely.
been listening now, what are some of the practical things we can do to position ourselves as industry leaders?
Well, absolutely. Okay, when at the conference, I'll give 7 or 8 specific things that you can do. And just as a bit of a teaser for one of the first ones is most amateurs see what they do on a daily basis as a job. Experts tend to see it as a cause. Now that sounds sort of a little melodramatic and awfully noble, but it changes things in terms of how you go about what you do. It even changes things ethically. I mean, just as a very simple example, if you see what you do as a job, you will be happy to make a quick buck even if you're not able to serve that customer properly. But if you see what you're doing as a cause and a mission, you will turn down work where you don't feel that you can offer the best possible value because you see building your brand and your name as more important. And there are a number of other things that spin off from that decision once you see what you do as a cause. And that and more we'll be looking at the conference.
Oh, well, I look forward to that now. Douglas, I've read your book before. I'm personally looking forward to hearing from you at the convention. It'll be good to see you speak again. I know the great results you get with people. You get them excited, you get them motivated, and you give them real practical knowledge that will help them change their business. So thank you so much for putting some time aside to be able to speak to us. And guys, if you haven't yet booked your tickets, you absolutely should do now. Don't miss Douglas's talk. It's going to be on the morning of the 4th. Is that correct? Yeah? The morning of the 4th.
That sounds right, yeah.
And yes, from 2 to 5 June in Cape Town. Make sure that you book your tickets at the South African Green Industries Council Convention 2015. Douglas, thank you so much. Have a lovely rest of your evening.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. And thanks so much, Marcel. See you there.